Game number 1, Infernal Shrines, ladies and gentlemen. We're going full NA today. Division S once again on the North American side with a Broken Alliance against Sleeping Dragon. The Order of the Sleeping Dragon, to be precise. On the left side for the blue team, Jet on Greymane. We have John on Sonya, Droplets on Tyrael, Mason Blaze on Jaina, and Cubico on Ana. And on the right side of the map, yeah, it's getting wild here. Ragnaros played by Corgi Booty, Enigmatic on Lunara. We have Elhaim on Malfurion, Treebeard on Suljin. Yes, you heard right, this is not a brawl, but we still see Suljin. And we have Shot on Uther. So we pretty much have the traditional Uther main tank, including the second support Malfurion, plus Suljin, Lunara, and Ragnaros in this game. I promise you it's gonna get wild, and yeah, it's getting wild. Cho'Gall obviously banned again, since Cho'Gall is getting played in every single game here when he's not banned, and well, they nearly got the first kill in this one, so yeah. Hot take on this, we actually have Order of the Sleeping Dragon establishing themselves in the upper part of the ranking in North America, whereas the Broken Alliance have so far not really had a whole lot of success, so they kind of want the win here. I mean, both teams obviously do, but still, Order of the, Broken Alliance kind of needs it a little bit more, since they are stuck at the bottom of the standings so far. The red team a bit more successful, just generally speaking. And well, in we go. Level 1 talent, we have Bone Slicer. If you go Bone Slicer with Suljin, that pretty much means that you have no balls, because we all know that Headhunter is the only real talent to take if you have the balls of steel and you're not afraid to put them on the table. But in this case, Suljin apparently is not really all that eager to shine and show his skill set here, so instead we are seeing him with a Bone Slicer, and we have Yuandax still at the baseline. Yeah, so Suljin again is a little bit of a meme hero. I mean, normally when you talk about the hero, it's more so in the context of you playing him in brawls, in ARAMs. That's where he is by far the best hero in the game, which at first might sound a little bit ridiculous, but when you actually ever played him in that setup, you'll quickly realize why. But as it stands, the important part is that with Suljin, you kind of forgo a whole lot of other auto attackers that you could have taken instead. And it's always tricky in an actual game to get your baseline properly stacked. That's always a little bit complicated, because your opponent, unless they're total turrets, will not allow you to just get continuous attacks in against them and stack that quickly. So you should never really end up with a super ton of damage and a huge input here, whereas other heroes can of course do a little bit more. Take Vala, for example. Fantastic auto attacker, especially after Manticore on level 16 together with a Faf like her on 20, but still adding a lot through her abilities in terms of wave clear that then can be used on the shrine, which makes her one of the top picks these days, especially in Europe on that map. Up at the top though, damn. Yeah, Sonya nearly falling, so the blue team rotating through the camps at the bottom and already claiming the Siege Giant, or well, the Khaldor camp, not the opponent. There's the Siphoning Toxin. That's an interesting pick considering that you have two supports in your lineup. So if you really have two supports there and you still go for the Siphoning Toxin, this is pretty much you telling your supports, hey, both of you kind of suck, so I don't trust you. I need something to help me stay alive and have that lane sustain and everything. But yeah, nah. Partly kidding, of course, but we'll see. For now, we have the teams starting to line up in the middle of the map for the first objective. Blue team is a little bit quicker. Their composition is a bit more normal. They obviously want to play this along with the sanctification on Tyrael later. But it's also a setup where Tyrael has to be quite careful. And he already gets locked down right here. And whew, that's the first kill.
First blood.
First blood comes in, and that was a quick one. Tyrael wanted to go in, gets denied quickly, and all of a sudden we have with that leader position claimed by the Sleeping Dragon. Didn't wake the dragon up just yet, but they are close. And here's our level 7 talents. Tyrael hasn't taken his 4 yet. Also, again, in typical NA fashion as usual, choking Pollen on level 7. As I explained a couple of times in the past already, this is a talent that you won't really see a lot in Europe, and Lunara is even played, which she usually isn't. When she is played, then it's more so about the Splintered Spear and the value that that gives you. Another lockdown attempt. This time the turnaround from the blue team as they are aiming for another quick kill here. Well, for the first quick kill in this case. They can't quite make it happen. Shot gets for a second blocked a little bit, but they're turning it around, and there's the second one. Jaina eliminated. Jaina down, and the rest of the team is still fighting on, but it seems like Sonya might be in trouble too. The pew 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 from Ana keeps her alive just long enough. But that was dangerous. And of course, during all of this, we saw Baby Rag in the top lane. Getting the, well, in the mid lane, getting the value with the Punisher. Swift Retribution is now in. Sonya actually going for Battle Rage here. Bait over the wall, as you should. And in we go. Starting to take them down a little bit. Also, level 7 now with the Vicious Assault, so no stacking quests for Suljin here either. Well, let's see what they can actually pull off in the long run, because already they are half a level ahead, which is pretty respectable. But there's the kill against Treebeard. Oh, Jaina is in trouble though. Jaina's in trouble, so is Uther. Uther is down, Suljin is down, that's 2 heroes eliminated, and Lulnara is lulling around on the wrong side of the fight, so she gets taken apart too. And that puts us in experience pretty much on eye level again. Another opportunity here to not only burn down the thing, give a little bit of vision. Vision. Nope, no vision. Lunara could have easily done that. If she was on the blue team, which she isn't. Well done, Khaldor. Please, caster. Can you at least play a little bit of attention? What is this? Professional casting? What an embarrassment. The guy doesn't even know on what team Lunara is. Oh my god. Mom! Mom! The guy has no idea what he's talking about. Mom! Anyways, after that little sidetrack, we have now level 10 abilities coming in, so time to shine. Come on, I want to see that juicy Ring of Frost. Like, go in all YOLO. I mean, it is North America. Come on, boys, you can do it. I want to have Judgment, I want to have the Ring of Frost, I want to have Leap. Give me the entire combo. Doesn't really seem like we're going to get that in any way. Nah, they go actually meta. Look at that. The last few times we saw Leap, this time we get the Wrath of the Berserker. Me likey. Okay, so we're going a little bit more standard on the blue team side. The problem is that Tyrael is very much so alone, and Tyrael can be a fantastic tank if you know how to play him. But one of the things they can't do is just sit there and take a beating all day long. So that was a quick drop in HP on his part. Has to tap the fountain now too if he gets the cooldown in. When it comes to heroic abilities, we have again Twilight Dream, also Deep, and boy, they are pushing bot lane, aren't they? Ah, there's the hit, the stun, the kill. Tyrael is down. Nothing to be done by him. 3 kills against 3. And with that, we are also still waiting for the Sulfura smash. The kill attempt against Jaina. Ana prevents it. Rak goes down, but so does Greymane. But I can't really shake the feeling that overall this is really just a statement in favor of the red team. It might be the same kills, well at this point it isn't any longer, but the blue team is always on the defensive here, at least it feels that way. Now we're seeing the bot lane attack, the mid lane has already suffered a lot of damage. This is looking better and better for the sleeping dragon. I actually think that's false advertisement. That dragon isn't really sleeping. I mean, it's at least half awake. At least a little bit, so I'm not quite sure if they can be sued for that. I mean, again, this division is North America. Over there, you can sue for anything. But right now, they are not really asleep. No. Not really asleep at the wheel. Maybe they're a little bit tired, I don't know, but yeah, sleeping looks different. So with this, we have our next objective, spawning. People are starting to jump in, and yep, Tyrael is all the way at the front again. In comes Sonya. I mean, they're taking the position again. Ragnaros wasn't here yet. I needed to lay it slightly. That's the attack against Lunara. Sleep comes in. Everybody darting around. The shrine in the middle. There's the flank though. The Malfurion flank. And hoppity hop, baby. And down is the big bad wolf. Oh dear. Lunara definitely did good there. And here comes the kill against Jaina. Suljin is down. And I mean, Ana is gonna fall. They're all gonna die, aren't they? Droblitz has a chance of getting out here and is actually able to make it. Shields. Yeah, it's not enough damage over time. Not quite enough. The root on the sword just trying to make sure that if he actually dares to jump back in, that he's going to be taken down. But now that we have the top lane being pushed, someone should probably rotate there. And Ragnaros is already underway, so he's going to try and do that. 12 stacks, by the way, on Suljin. Highlighting a little bit my point again, we're 9 minutes into the game and he's not even done with the 15 stacks. That would give him the increased range. So, yeah. Not really the best hero when it comes to actually top level play. But well, compared to other heroes that you could pick instead in this role. Let's just always throw that caveat out there, or people are going to get upset at me now.
But Khaldor, Artanis is fantastic when there's no other hero available and the hero is there and someone and you swap and it's awesome.
So yeah, the little caveat of that it always applies only if you compare to other heroes that could be taken instead kind of needs to be thrown out there. You know, like, pretty much in the good old days you would have called that common sense, but unfortunately common sense isn't all that common anymore. So you kind of have to spell it out every single time what you're actually talking about, since people have lost the ability to think for themselves for just 10 seconds of, yeah. Anyways, yeah. 8 kills against 5. I mean, as it stands, they don't have level 16 talent, so it's not like they rush with a massive advantage into this one, but let's be honest for just a second. They're gonna crush here. They are going to absolutely murder with this, because top lane is pushing thanks to the camp they took. So that's a problem for the blue team that they can't even react to. But I gotta give them some credit. I did not expect them to burn this Punisher down this quickly. We are still very early in the game. It's 10 minutes in, so don't get me wrong. That wasn't really the most scaled Punisher in the entire game, but I really expected the Sleeping Dragon to be a little bit more aggressive than this one. So, yeah. But off we go. Suljin by now with more auto attack talents as he jumps straight into the Eye of Suljin on level 13. And Rak is still on the rotation. I mean, again, they got the game under control now. 16 talents are going to be there for them soon. The next objective spawns mid lane, so they can fight for that. The onus is honestly on the blue team. The onus is on Broken Alliance. They need to find a way to get a kill, to force a fight on even talents, to get something set up. If they just play the long game, then it's pretty much them asking for the opponent to make a mistake. And you should try to force those mistakes. It's pretty much what you're trying to do with pressure all the time. You're forcing mistakes on your opponent's side that you then can exploit. If you just sit tight the entire time and wait for your opponent to make a mistake when they're not even pressured, then it usually doesn't happen, and you are going to start to lose control over the game completely. So right now, there's a bit of an attempt by the blue team to trade at the bottom of the map and take a few of the structures down. But even that doesn't really happen too well. I mean, they can't do too much here. And the reaction of the Sleeping Dragon is instantaneous. They immediately start saying, hey, if you push bot lane, if you push our forward, we're going to push your keep. Have fun with that, ladies. And yeah, it's always a little bit of a strange one. But okay, let's have a little bit of a look of how this is going to pan out. With 8 against 5 kills, we have a 2-level advantage now for the Sleeping Dragon. And they are still poking and prodding. I mean, there's very little to do. There's no camps on the map anymore. They can only start to pave the way for the next objective. Always assuming that they actually win the Punisher. So, yep. As they attack up towards the top. Fort already about to go down. Shaman Camp is obviously a big help at this point. And Lunara poking in over and over again. Blue team needs to find opportunity. Now, they're waiting for level 16, so they can't just simply YOLO in against the talent advantage that's huge. But the next shrine, that's really where they have to go for it. That's where the rubber meets the road. Get level 16, fight for the next Punisher, and then show them what you're made of. Try and take them down as quickly as you can. And, well, there we have it. Objective announced, level 16 talents in. Here we go. This is your 6.5 out of 10 moment. This is the moment to make a comeback. By the way, people are still heavily confused by the 6.5 out of 10 memes. I actually get those comments on YouTube a lot right now. People have such a short memory. So for everybody that doesn't know what that means, IGN initially did a review about Heroes of the Storm where they rated the game 6.5 out of 10 with the remarks that the low rating would mainly stem from the fact that Heroes has no combat mechanics. So that's obviously a fucking joke. Everybody just started memeing it completely. Turned out that the guy that made the review was also a massive Dota fan and was incredibly biased against Heroes of the Storm in the first place. But since there's a shit ton of comebacks in every single Heroes of the Storm game, every single time we have these moments, they are called memingly 6.5 out of 10 situations. Well, talking about 6.5 out of 10, I don't think we're going to get one of those because that engagement didn't deserve any higher rating than that. Now we have Tyrael down, Sonya is dead, They get the counter kill against Lunara and against Ragnaros, so that's at least something, but Greymane has fallen too, and that means that they're now short 3 heroes. In the meantime, every single lane is under pressure. The bot lane in particular is in trouble, since the keep is already soaking damage. Tyrael didn't even have a chance to use the Sanctification here, and this is going to be an objective. They should not take the last minion, though. Keep it at 39, and then wait for the other heroes to come back. No, 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 no. You don't want to kill it. Okay, he's just hitting around a little bit. That's fair, that's fair. Wait for the rest to come back, and then you take the Punisher. So, yeah. Okay, so Treebeard and Elheim are currently still taking a few camps. Bot lane hasn't fallen, but, I mean, yeah, as you can tell, this isn't gonna last. Now they take even more camps. In an ideal world, they would try to get level 20. Now they're going to wait, taking the last hit, up to the heroes coming back. Blue team can't even make a play there, and blue team also knows that they obviously have no chance stealing it away. They're only at 19. The second they move over here, Uther comes in, kills 1 minion, and that's that. So, yep. Down to the left. Here we go. Yeah, they're starting to make their move. Now it's time for Uther. Actually, they're not even doing it with Uther. They're waiting for the rest of the team. They're giving them a little bit more time. There's the invade, though. That's a good one. I like that. Ah, can they get Lunara? Nope. No Lunara for them. That down here is most likely going to be the end of the keep. I mean, the heroes are going to move back, but just pushing out the lane and having the camp in position should end the keep eventually. So off we go. At this point, Frozen Punisher is taken. Yeah, can they get the kill? Ah, the Sanctification, the kill against Ragnaros. And yeah, a bit of a comeback flare in the air all of a sudden. They stole the camp at the top right. They got a kill, but Bambi comes in. Oh dear, that poor wolf. So yeah, down goes Greymane, and Bambi is hopping around and starting to take them one after another. Tyrael is already dead, so that's 2 kills for 1. Bot lane, as mentioned, the keep is already toast, so that didn't really do a whole lot, and now we're going straight into the middle where the Punisher is going to begin the end of keep number 2 and most likely of the game. Level 20 talents are now in, of course, and off we go. 47,000 on Lunara. They're starting to jump in again, attempting also to follow up on the Punisher stun. This time against Sonya, but the core is just melting away, and that's of course the lead for Sleeping Dragon. This best of 5 series at Division S North America. GG and well played. Nicely done by the Order of the Sleeping Dragon. The game is live. Alrighty guys, so Broken Alliance against Sleeping Dragon. The Sleeping Dragon not all that sleepy. And now that we're looking into game number 2 on Dragonshire, we have on the left side Jet on Tyrande. We see Mason Blaze on Rexa, Droplets on Hanzo, John on Dehaka, and Cubico on Mal'Ganis. Okay, and towards the right side of the map, it's Elheim on Rhaegar, Enigmatic on Jaina, Shot on Myrden, Treebeard on Reyna, and Corgi Booty on Zeratul. We actually have a Zeratul and Jaina combo. Is that another Void Prison and Ring of Frost setup? I mean, it's not really real meta anymore. The builds on especially Zeratools have shifted away from that massively. But still possible, still a wombo, still something that you can play. And I gotta say that I'm as always surprised to see Tyrande as a support here, because yes, she had a place in the meta for a long time where she was just absolutely fantastic. But with these days needs, ooh, that's first blood.
First blood.
Quick kill against Jaina, she's down. Good start. Blue team coming back with a bang. So, yep, there we go. Down to the bottom of the map, we are off to the races. But coming back to Tyrande, Tyrande has actually really fallen off. She's not in the same great spot that she was previously when she roamed the map with Myrden and looking for kills. And yeah, in 2018 obviously she was one of the highly picked supports, but she has totally fallen off from them. And it's very rare, B-step baby! It's actually very rare these days to see her in a position where she gets taken as the only support on the team, so it's a little bit odd, but I mean, I'm willing to see what they can pull off with her. There's obviously still an argument to be made, at least on Battlefield of Eternity, that she is, with the Hunter's Mark, great to assist in taking the Immortal down. But we don't really see her all that much anymore. And for good reason. So, again, bit of a surprise that she's taken here. Let's see if they can actually make it work. But she will have a tough time dealing with those heroes, especially Zeratul, if he knows what he's doing. Currently, he is holed up at the top lane and has to deal with that. We have camps now taken, too, as both of the teams are jumping straight off towards the camp. Elhaim and Enigmatic are currently trying to take that. That's, of course, where Rhaegar excels. He can, with the Lightning Shield, do a whole lot of work here. And is one of the best supports when we're talking about camp clear. And camp clear, blue team has actually invaded the Siege Giant camp and has taken it away, but Treebeard is the one dealing with it. Top side, a little bit of pressure against the Haka. Yeah, Stormbolt, nicely dodged. Good job by John. That's exactly how we want to make the play here, so that was good. And down to the bottom of the map, another camp taken. So currently we just see a couple of rotations around from both of the teams attempting to steal a few of the camps away. But already the Dehaka rage is there. Short is trying to debate if he really wants to come in from the side for another Stormbolt. In this case, decides against it. The problem is that if you are the only team... I went over this just in another game these days. If you're the only team on the top lane that takes the Siege Giant camp and your opponent doesn't take it, this happens. Your top lane gets fucked. This is exactly what's happening here. Normally we see both teams taking it, and both teams try and play with vision a little bit to see, hey, is my opponent actually busy at their camp? Do we need to take our camp too? But if only one team takes it and then pushes, you see this happen. Now the blue team has a solution to that, and the solution is, instead of focusing on the top lane, we're focusing on the bot lane. So they took Siege Giants and the Bruiser camp down here in order to do the exact same thing, which they're pretty much doing. And there's of course the argument to be made that the bot lane is more important than the top lane, because there's there's 3 camps that push through the top lane, the bot lane. 2 camps that push through the top lane, which are both Siege Giant camps, which are usually off a little bit less impactful. But they are going onto the Bridge of Death. They don't care. Normally, you learn, even in quick match, that Bridge of Death is something that is really bad to move into, because it can be a massive problem, but they don't care, and they just try and push regardless. At the bot lane, we see a pretty similar picture right now. So everybody is starting to jump in and trying to take the structures down. It accelerates the game, but also, thanks to the sneaking around, we have a Dragon Knight claimed in the middle of the map. And with that, they're looking at an opportunity to take down the mid lane. It's a weird one. Not a lot of kills, not a lot of fights. It's just like everybody pushing. Everybody just picks a lane and pushes it. That's pretty much what's happening right now. So they're starting to move in for the middle of the map, taking down the wall here. Bot lane still gets defeated. In terms of talents, we have, look at Jaina. Fingers of Frost and Frost Armor has now also been taken. Seeker on level 7. For Zeratul, Seeker in the Dark, plus Cleave build. 10 is going to reveal if we get the Wombo combo, but I don't doubt it for a second. Muradin's jump gets interrupted, so he's actually down. That's another setup here, and they're trying to make the play for Treebeard now too. Yeah, that game is a little bit bananas. In terms of the talent setup, we still have Hunter-Gatherer on level 4 for Rexa. I kind of like that, especially after Nick in Europe just memed around the other day with animal husbandry and got pretty quickly punished for it. So, yep. Over there, top side. In comes Dehaka. Dehaka is trying to get his little setup here against Enigmatic. Doesn't work out. Zeratul is obviously just trying to get some extra damage in. And look at Jaina, the Ice Fury Wand. I haven't even seen that. I haven't even seen that. So we are actually going to get a Blizzard build here. 13 and 16 talents coming in. That's an interesting setup. So, let's see. That's gonna be a little bit hot here, honestly. I really want to see if he commits to it fully. I'm also interested, I am still in the level 10 setup, and damn, Zeratul gets locked down. Look at that ragdoll. That's what we should do with all of the Protoss, just completely murder them here. Which they've nearly done. Off we go, top lane. Yeah, they're hoping for Dehaka to move this far out and go for the wall, which isn't happening. But, yep. Mid lane, there's the level 10 talents now. Alright, let's go and check that out. right now. They're starting to make their play, moving in for another tower. The rest of the red team is actually wrapping around and seeing if they can maybe make something happen here over to the right side. They're already starting to jump in. And yeah, just easy defense, nothing crazy. Level 10 abilities, and then we get actually the Void Prison and the Ring of Frost. It's Wombo combo time, baby! Oh yeah! Let's go! This is gonna be good. This is going to be very good. At least it should be. 3 kills against 0, so from that perspective it isn't really good yet. But I want the Wombo. I want a really good setup with Zeratul just preparing for the kill. Now they're making the play here for shot again. Muradin. And there's Zeratul. Waiting in the shadows. Coming in. VP! No! Yes! And where's the ring? Whoop whoop! Oh! And it didn't hit anything. What? Did they just mess up the timing? It looked like it hit, like, I don't know. It looked like the timing was spot on. But it didn't connect with anybody, so they must have messed it up a little bit. Apparently released too late. And then they lost Jaina as well. Oh, that was unfortunate. It was a little bit of a chance, but as it turns out, it doesn't quite happen. So, yep, that is unlucky. Very unlucky. Well, now top side, as always, another push coming in. The Dragon Knight has this time been claimed by the blue team. This is still going to do some damage, but let's face it, the Haka alone is going to defend against this easily. Dragon Knight on the way down to the bottom of the map because they're evading here, and they're taking it. They're just stealing it away like thieves in the night. Nicely done. They come in, all of the work is already done, and then they claim the credit. Yeah. And here's the Dragon Knight. Let's go. Okay. What are we gonna have? Can they actually get something with the Dragon Knight? Because so far that guy has done nothing. Meridian jumps away. That Dragon Knight has done jack shit. Like, actually nothing. At least go into the middle. Come on, a couple of like Dragon's Breaths at least. Get that Fire Breath out there and take some of those minion waves down. Okay, there's one. Another punt. And that was actually an interesting kick against Muradin. I could have put him in some trouble, but it didn't. Now they're still fighting over this one. 4 kills against 0. The blue team is fighting back, and Mal'Ganis is already out and alone. There's a little bit of assistance from Misha as she comes in with the stun. Level 13 talents. There's the drag, and the kill against Zeratul. The Ring of Frost YOLOs into Duranda. And then with level 13 talents, yeah, Enigmatic is dead again, so goodbye Jaina. No wombo combo this time. The Zeratul Void Prison didn't even come out. And that's 6 kills against 0. They're looking for number 7. They go straight up for the little doggy. Where's the drag when you need it? He's trying to dodge it, and he does, but he doesn't dodge Hanzo. And it's pretty much half the team eliminated. Treebeard and Shot are the only ones that are still able to survive for a bit longer. Shot is actually trying to Hearthstone back in plain sight. I can already tell you how that's gonna work. AKA, it's not my friend. So, yep, off they go. Cubico. At this point, 4 down, camp taken, bot lane pressure. Totally different game from what we observed in on Infernal Shrines, map number 1. 7 kills against 0, 13 against 14. Now there's a healing static on, and yes, Stormfront, he actually goes for it. Blizzard Talents by Jaina. That's the hot take here. Oh god. That's actually always kind of funny when we see that. I have, like, again, this is the stuff you don't see in Europe. So those are builds that are, let's call it out of the box. I mean, generally speaking, in theory, you can get a lot of damage with it. The problem is you just need an insane amount of CC to make any of that work. Talking also about damage outputs just in general, if you look towards Jaina, she has actually less damage than Muradin at this point. Or pretty much the same damage, let's be fair. 17,000 from Hanzo. But they're really, really going for this camp now, aren't they? They really want the Bruiser camp. Zeratul, Void Prison, it's all up. Void Prison is up. Yeah. Yeah, the cooldown doesn't help you. At this point, Jaina just comes in and says like, okay, fuck it. Without the Void Prison, I can still do it, but both of them are dead again. So, the synergy between Zeratul and Jaina isn't really where they want it to be. I'd venture as far as to make that statement. It's out there, right? Ballsy, I know. Stun into stun into stun into stun, and Muradin kisses his life goodbye as well. So much for kicking ass. Level 16 any moment. And guys, we're looking at 10 kills against 0. Red team is getting slaughtered here. I mean, absolutely slaughtered. These guys are getting their asses kicked. So, off we go. Cubico is moving straight in. And there's a Dragonite. Dragonite number... I think that's the second one for them, if I'm not mistaken. Third one in the game. And off we go. Let's check that out. Zeratul is back. If it matters. I mean, they still can go for a combo. He has 17 seconds until Jaina has her Ring of Frost ready. So that's definitely something that will pop up during the fight. So there's a chance for another wombo setup. And again, keep in mind, you need one good wombo setup. You get 2-3 kills now, and all of a sudden you have a game at your hands. Or at least you let them close the gap in experience to an extent where they might have an impact here. But they are now 2 levels behind, and without level 16 times, this is of course tricky. Okay, arrow comes in, gets dodged, ice block even being used. Wasn't quite necessary here, but still better safe than sorry. Can they get the kill against Helheim? Rega, and he's dead. Rega is down, and that keep is also going to fall. And if they get another hero kill, I can pretty much guarantee that we're going to see the game end. Yeah, they're trying to go in. There's the VP, the Ring of Frost. Oh my god, and they screwed the combo up completely, didn't they? I'm not sure if Zeratul was stunned out and couldn't release it. So my bad for missing that, but I can tell you that the setup did definitely not work. So now Zeratul is dead again. 12 kills against 0. Jimmy kisses his life goodbye too. Muradin and Jaina are the only survivors here. And with catapults now pushing in and the core already starting to take shield damage, this isn't looking good for the team in red. Muradin jumps in. The doggy is back too. Runs straight into the Haka. Stun after drag. Self-Ancestral keeps him alive. And the kill against Mal'Ganis. Feeder detected. Reports incoming. That's 2 heroes down. 3 heroes down, and they will also eliminate the Haka. Comeback time, baby. We are talking comeback, and you can hop, I can hop too, baby. The Haka is dead. Come on, give me that juicy Stormbolt. Give me that juicy stump and the Stormbolt. Nah. Yes, 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 no! Oh, Zeratul. Nah, he doesn't get it either. Wow, that would have been awesome. That would have been great. Rambo Muradin comes in and takes them down. Rega is immediately at the bot lane. I mean, of course, now with 16 versus 16 talents, Sleeping Dragon has a bit of a chance to come back into this game, but in order to accomplish that, they need to start crushing. They need the momentum to build up quickly, and for that, they take camps. They have to go through the bot lane. Even just taking the fort would mean a lot, because it at least occasionally spawns the catapults for you. That makes the bot lane easier to defend. 96% on the core, of course. Old school build here still for Zeratul, and with that, of course, Void Slash is now in too. Okay. And there's a Paindem Red and Stoneform. If they can come back from this, it would be incredible. 13 kills against 4. 1 level behind still. And they just go for all the caps. Quest is completed for Rexa and Misha, which means 15%, 25 extra armor. It's 25, right? I'm not, no. Okay. 15. For a second I was just like, what am I talking about? 25 globes, but 15 armor here. And they take all the camps. I mean, literally all the camps. Jaina also went into Numbing Blast. So after Stormfall, going to Numbing Blast here. Not fully speccing into that Blizzard build that we initially thought she might lean to, given that she went into the Ice Fuel Wand on level 7. Here's the attack against towers. The Bridge of Death. Any kind of AoE that you have just excels on that bridge. This is why usually teams don't really want to run into it. But in this case, they're just attempting to bully their way through before the opponent hits level 20. And they have a massive advantage here thanks to those camps. The Spell Aura is definitely helping out. But can they win that fight? That's the question. If they could, that would be a miracle. That would honestly be insane. There's already the Ancestor thrown out. That was pretty quick in the fight. Maybe a little bit too quick. Nice stun from Tyrande. She's at 16 connected stuns now after her level 4 talent came in. Keep is on half HP. Muradin with the ult. And can they go for Mal'Ganis? Maybe. All the ults are already out with the exception of Void Prison and the Ring of Frost. That combo hasn't gone so well in the past, but they're not making a play for it here either. Damage output. Jaina on 43,000. Top damage in the game now. Okay. Alrighty. Bot lane, yes. There, that's where they currently have to also deal a little bit with what's going on. Ooh, what? Rhaegar! Random Rhaegar kill. Shot. Gets out, but they have level 20 now. And, well, 16 minutes in, Dragon Knight with level 20 talent advantage. That would be a problem. Okay, Stormbolt here. And Jaina commits Sudoku in the middle of the map. Alright, so Jaina committing Sudoku, Treebeard now being isolated as the team moves in. Alright. Alright, calm down. Tyrande, does she actually survive? Well, Mirrodin wants the kill. Mirrodin gets the kill. There's the VP against 3, but there's no Jaina anymore. And Mirrodin is now dead too. And Dehaka just says, alright boys, I get this. The arrow flies out. Corgi booty. They want the booty, but they don't get the booty. Because the booty is just running away and everybody else is running towards the core, and that is going to be game. No chance anymore, Lance. That is gonna be it. The 1-1 in the best of 5 series between Sleeping Dragon and Broken Alliance. Yeah, with Rhaegar dead, I think that statement is definitely gonna be true. For a moment I was like, can they maybe defend? And I guess the answer is no. So with that, the core is falling, and it's falling quickly. And that's game, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to look at game number 3 on even footing between the two teams here in Division S of North America. GG, well played. Game number 3, Cursed Hollow, ladies. Let's go. Broken Alliance against Sleeping Dragon, and it turns out the Broken Alliance might not be that broken, because, well, they came in and they took down the Sleeping Dragon on map number 2, so now a chance to get even ahead in this series with Jet on Ana, Maze and Blaze on Maiev. We have Deathwing in the game, played by John, Droplets on Liming, Cubico on Mal'Ganis, and over to the right side of the map, Corgi Booty on Dehaka, Elhaim on Deckard Cain, Treebeard on Sylvana, Shot on Tyrael, and Enigmatic is playing Hanzo. Alright, so let's go for it. Deathwing is in play again, and yeah, again, North American side, Deathwing actually sees some play, doesn't get banned out every single game as he does in Europe. In Europe, throughout all of the games that have been played so far, we've pretty much only seen Deathwing played twice. At least one of those games was a pretty big meme game, more so a just for fun thing. And outside of that, he always gets banned. Maiev comes in, bit of a different build here, this time with the Draconic Might on level 1 for Deathwing. Fight is in, and they wanted the booty again, but they didn't get it. The Corgi ran away. Okay, so little pero patada here. With that, we have now Maiev at the bottom of the map together with Sylvana. Sylv already starting to push this in a little bit. Top lane, our solo laners. Deathwing is taking position against Dehaka. The dragon against the dinosaur. And camps will be taken soon too. Now what we should actually see is the blue team focusing on their bruiser camp over their siege giant camp, because the first tribute spawns at the bottom of the map. So that means that the team that wants to take the siege giant camp late is actually the blue team, because in an ideal world you want to activate that while the tribute is active, so that your opponent has to split their attention between objective and defending the top lane. But we have Maiev already added, so it's a little bit early for that. They didn't go for their siege, for their bruiser camp, which I find a little bit weird. Instead, it's the exact opposite. Now, with the first tribute being announced bot side, it's a little bit of a weird setup. I think you could get more out of that, but Maiev didn't actually take it. Okay, I like that a lot more. So Maiev preps it. It's obviously a bit of a risky play. If anybody moves in, and we've seen that in the past, they can just easily take that away, and that is going to be dangerous. But they're taking the risk, and so far it's actually panning out. Maze and Blaze is currently the one to try and get the first camp set up for them. The red team could have gotten their camp a lot quicker, but they're also trying to time at least the bruiser camp around the objective, so it's a bit of a similar idea behind this. Dehaka is actually the one that needs to kind of deal with all of that. I mean, it's the main reason you pick him on a big map like this, his global ability. Same reason why we see Falstad being played so much these days, or ETC with Stage Dive. Deathwing, for that matter, is obviously running into the same argument here. So if the siege giants are taken at the proper time, Corgi Booty is gonna have to stay at the top lane a little bit longer to defend it, but then he can global towards the bottom of the map and turn this into a 4 versus 5 fight if he plays it properly. The teams are both actually trying to cap the time, the camps in time, but there was a bit of an invade even. This was only 2 heroes, so not really an issue. Here we go. Taken a little bit late. Should be making the defense a little bit easier, since they can probably defend over here, where the towers are also helping out the defense. Maiev takes the camp over there as well, top side, so that means that the Haka needs to be careful at the top. And down at the bottom of the map, that's where the tribute already spawns. Where's the interrupt, though? Droplets on his Li Ming is the first one to try and make it happen. Gets that through, but nobody else is there. Instead, they're defending in the middle. Tower shots are helping out with that. And that would be a freebie. But there's at least Maiev. So she helps out with it a bit. But there's nobody else around. This is starting to become a problem. And Helheim gets this one for free. And with that, pretty much ending all the discussions about what you could have done with the camps. Would have, could have, should have. As it turned out, nobody really got a whole lot out of the camps that they took. Maybe with the exception of all of the Sleeping Dragons, since their camp at least did some pressure to the middle of the map and took down, I mean, nearly took down some towers. And they actually get some value at the bottom of the map too. Siege Giants. Yep, so that works for them. Also, normal Li Ming build. Fascinating. Level 7 Calamity. Is this North America or did we switch over to Euro? What happened here? Proper build for her. Also now the death drop on level 7, so no Skyfall. John with a little bit out of the box build for Deathwing, not what we see most of the time. At least Heatwave on level 4 as one of the traditional talents. But against Corgi Booty, he's still fighting it out there. Heading into the middle of the map is where we also now see... Hanzo! Yeah, they go for droplets, and that's a kill. Sylvanas actually gets the last hit off. Went into the festering wounds here after also taking possession on level 4. Second tribute is granted to Helheim. Deckard Cain picked it up, so with the lead in experience, the lead in kills, and the lead in tributes, Sleeping Dragon is actually off to a good start here. Actually doing well with this. At least in the opening. Oh, and Sylvanas, not of course. Moves in, disables the structures, and they say, let's go for it. Hanzo even soloing Maiev at the bottom of the map. Yeah, that wasn't really a good look. But they might get the counter kill. Deathwing comes in, is a little bit late to the party. The Haka comes in too. Wants to go for the drag, misses it. They try to turn it around, but it looks like Melganis is in trouble. Melganis rushing out, and oh boy, that was close. He was nearly taken down as Tyrael jumped in to deliver the final blow. Tribute is spawning now again, and guys, look at the experience that we have now. This is gonna be... This could be a bit of a disaster, because now we're looking at level 10, whereas the opponent doesn't even have level 9. If they don't grab it right away before the heroics are in, then this is going to be the curse number 1 against the Broken Alliance. This is really, really tricky now. I mean, really tricky. And they have no chance there. This is a curse. So, the question remains now, how much do you get out of the curse? The Haka could be the one going down to the bottom of the map to help out there. They're rushing into the middle. That's a freebie, that 4th. I mean, that thing is already so incredibly low, you can't do anything there. The question is, with level 10, they can simply go for keep. I wouldn't even waste any time with the additional forts. I would just go for keep. Just go in and drop that keep. What is Broken Alliance gonna do? Fight against level 10? Yeah, sure. So the wall is actually opened up. They're starting to go for it. I would have gone through the small gap even, but they're so far ahead that it doesn't even matter. Guys, this is a disaster. Isolation, they just dropped 3 ults on Melganis just to get the kill there, and they get it. And I mean, why wouldn't they? It's literally a talent that the opponent doesn't even have. So now they are moving in for the keep. They're going to get that keep 6.5 minutes in, thanks to this insane timing and the lead in experience around curse number 1. We have a keep already down in the middle of the map. It's nuts. I mean, it's honestly nuts. Now, final level 10 is there. That gives us the Bellowing Roar. We have good ults on the side of the blue team, but they are heavily behind. And now there's also the push straight down to the bot lane. So right now it seems like we're going to see another quick hit against one of the bosses. That's a little bit more tricky. This is actually a bit of a risk. Because if you think about it for just a second, that could be an invade. But they actually expect them to take the boss at the top lane, apparently. So they move over to this one. And I don't think they can even take this. Traditionally, your play would be to actually steal it away. Deathwing is already flying in for exactly that, but it's too late. And their bottom keep is in trouble too. Oh, this is getting bad. This is getting really bad. Camp's taken, arrow, and the kill. Oh, what? Nice, droplets. Little beast here is actually able to make it out. Nice. Rest of the team might not be quite that lucky though. Yeah, okay, there's another setup. There's already the containment disc. But the boss is still active. I mean, while we have that fight in the middle of the map, that boss has started to do damage. It's a very early boss though. We're only 8 minutes into the game. But with the help of the boss and level 13 talents, they should still be able to get at least the keep. Keep in mind, they have Sylvanas too. So there's actually a lot going for them right now. They lose shot. Material explosion alone could really help with this, and does. And that's keep number 2 eliminated. We are 8 minutes in and they lost 2 keeps already. They are absolutely on the ropes here. It's a little bit bananas. Yeah, and that core is going to lose hit points. So, oh well, at least shields. Yeah, they might get the kill against Sylvanas here. Granted. But the question is, what are you going to do with that? You have lost 2 keeps. 2 keeps are down. Lanes are going to push against you throughout the entirety of the game now. So that is more than a little bit insane. 18,000 damage on Sylvanas. We have 21,000 for Li Ming. And they're at least taking the camp on their own side. Need to be a little bit careful with Morgana starting to move in, but of course the heroes that they just lost are going to be back in just a second. And yeah, the lanes are still pushing. The tribute is spawning and the blue team gets a free first one, but that's all that they're going to get from this. The position that they're in is already such a bad one that it's nearly impossible to come back in any way. Yeah, Jet claims it. They need to win team fights. It's the only way. You need to force fights and you need to win them. Especially since, I mean, it's not like they run a double global or anything. They have Deathwing, so that at least helps a little bit. But it's not like they have a massive macro advantages in the late game or anything that they could rely upon. So now the top lane gets pushed too. There's a level 13 talents now on both sides. Yeah, they're trying to move in from the side here. They get a little of a lockdown, but Treebeard jumps out on the wave. Deathwing comes in, and that fight isn't over, but that was a decent tether. Big push through the middle and through the bottom. The bottom push a little bit more of a problem, though. Nice! The arrow follow-up. The disc is out, too. Timing on those was a bit off, but still, off we go. There's a chance to go for Mal'Ganis, and they lock the kill down. Mal'Ganis gets Hanzo'd, and that's the end of the tank. 4 kills against 2. Not a kill-heavy game, but still a very successful one for them. And let's not forget that thanks to the minion wave at the top, this fort is most likely going to fall too. And of course, they're already on the boss itself. With 1 hero down on the opponent's side, they grab the tribute, they start going for the boss. There's a big push at the bottom of the map that the blue team has to take care of. They are desperately trying to at least get the siege shines pushing through the top side. But this is, yeah, this is not really gonna happen, I think. Especially since this push should actually be boosted by a level 16 talent in just a few seconds. It doesn't really feel like there's any way to avoid that. Not with another minion wave just now pushing in. Tickle-in experience also boosted thanks to the keeps and the forts destroyed. I mean, you can already see the passive experience gains here. That's a difference in passive experience of more than 4,000 thanks to that. Sleeping Dragon heavily ahead, and there's the level 16 talents with the Will of the Forsaken. The elongated tongue amongst other things. And of course the whole Radric staff. Hit him with a stick. Hit him with a stick. The old man is again on the charge. And that's the last keep. That keep is gonna fall. The boss is gonna take the keep down, and with level 16 talents, they have a good chance of also picking a kill or 2 up, and then go for core. Very dominant game. Not a lot of kills, again, as I said, but that timing around the first potential curse was insanity. Early level 10 lead can win you a game easy peasy, as you can see here right now. They had a 1 level lead around level 10 and they mercilessly abused it, and now they are going to win super early in the game because of that. This is honestly how you control a game from start to finish. If you collect all the tiny experience points, if you deny them to your opponent and you end up in a situation like that and you exploit it properly, that's where you end up. With an absolute, I mean, I want to nearly call it flawless, but it was just a stranglehold that they established in the early stages of the game and where they let never go. They fall back for now because they don't have to YOLO onto the core. They can actually play the long game right now. But Broken Alliance pretty much doesn't have a chance here anymore. Guys, every single fort, top lane, mid lane, and bot lane is still in play. Every single one. There's no counter pressure with catapults. And every lane pushes against Broken Alliance. Every fight that happens anywhere on the map is going to give time to the lanes to push in against them. I mean, look at this. There's 3 catapults through the bot lane already moving in. There's another set of catapults coming now up through the top where the fort was just destroyed. We see the same picture in the middle of the map. They have to defend. And now that bosses are up on the map, they can't just simply sit in the main base the entire time and defend there. They have to eventually face the music. And talking about music, there's the arrow coming in as they're trying to go for another forced fight. They're locking down Mal'Ganis again. And they're starting to attack here mercilessly. And it seems like we're going to see another few heroes fall. Deathwing flies out. Mal'Ganis is dead. And that's not the only kill. They get the one against Maiev too. And of course, now we're going for core here. Deathwing gets also a little bit shredded, and that is gonna be it. There's a tribute on the map that would curse the Broken Alliance even more. Catapults are from all lanes homing in on the core too. And that's a 2-1 lead. 2 versus 1 lead as Deathwing falls for Sleeping Dragon. Nicely played. Great Cursed Hollow performance here by the red team as they drop the Broken Alliance on map number 3 of this best of 5 series. Game number 4! Broken Alliance against the Sleeping Dragon. And we have Cho'Gall back to business. Not banned, but immediately taken. And, well, in this game, Broken Alliance with Jet on Anduin, Droplets on Gall, Mazen Blaze on Cho, John on Urel, and Cubico on Greymane. And over to the right side of the map, Sleeping Dragon with Corgi Booty on Leoric, Elhaim on Morales. Interesting. Shot on ETC, and Treebeard on Sergeant Hammer. A little bit of a protect the hammer composition that we apparently have here. Okay, let's see how that's gonna work for them. The bold strategy. Taskmaster, Calloused Hide, Dauntless. And of course on the other side, we actually see Draconic Might again. We also have the Caduceus Feedback plus Prog Rock. I like the skin. Having that Halloween skin is actually kind of funny here. And as, again, Cho'Gall is absolute meta in North America. He gets first pick, first ban in pretty much every series. Europe still does not see the big deal with Cho'Gall and just simply says like, why the hell would we do that? That's a wasted ban right there, baby. Pick Cho'Gall all day long, we're gonna play around that and drop you. But in an A at least, the hero has massive success, so yeah, that's why he is just a constant throughout the meta. Now, with that said, as we're having our game unfold in front of us, Broken Alliance has to try and turn this around somehow. They already made it happen in game number 2, but can they actually make this an even series again and force the 5th game? Time will tell. It's going to be a little bit tricky for them to obviously go up against all of this, and I shudder to imagine what happens to Cho'Gall after good old Sergeant Hammer has level 16 talents and Giant Killer. That's gonna be a sick amount of damage here. It's also another the battle between Deathwing and Cho'Gall. I honestly don't really remember what the score is. I think we've seen it twice now. And I'm not 100% certain who won. I think it's a 1-1 score, but I'm not 100% certain on this one. So, yeah, but we had it a couple of times. Also, nice attempt of stealing the camp away. I like that. It's a little bit of a trade-off setup where one team goes for the healing beacon and the other team just tries to sneak both of the turrets, which in this case they weren't able to do just yet. Actually they grab it. Cho'Gall gets it and Urel doesn't die. Nice. So it was a bit more spicy than it probably expected, but it is still a 2-item for 1-item trade. So it's actually not too bad for the blue team. Enigmatic walks away with the support item, but that's about it. So yeah. Now with that said, top side, Cho'Gall is sitting tight again. We already have the seared flesh on level 4. And it's time for the first shrine to be activated. Also, Morales, of course, the entire time, just pretty much the pocket healer of Sergeant Hammer. Mocus Forales, baby! Mocus Forales! Siege tactics are in. You still have Infernus now. And, well, the control point unlocking, it's all about position. This is also one of the reasons why you have ETC. I mean, one of the reasons why in the past ETC was picked with auto attackers so much, and especially, of course, with Vala in these hyper carry compositions, but also in this case with Sergeant Hammer, is that ETC just simply has tools to create space. With a power slide, he can move in and stun a target out whenever it makes an approach, and then having his phase meld ready, he can just simply push targets back, so he creates space for the damage dealers that they need to survive, and that's what makes the hero so great. So you don't have to necessarily go in and try and take your opponent down. You don't have to be the aggressor. If you play a composition like this, it's enough if you just defend your team, and that's what ETC is going to try and do throughout this entire map now. Level 6 versus 6. So far, no kill yet on either side. So off we go. A little bit of a... I mean, Cho'Gall is eating a ton of damage here. And there's a power slide now too, so that locks him down a little bit further. Anduin on the other side is trying to heal him out there. They're trying to Mogus Foralis, but so far that focus on her didn't really do enough. They finally take the position on the point, aren't they? Cho'Gall is actually starting to be very far out here. Body blocks against the goat, and not a kill. Yeah, now level 7 talents, and that of course makes the entire endeavor even more complicated, because hovering siege mode is now in. And with the hover siege mode, you have fantastic tools at your disposal. Well, you just have more mobility, you know, you're a little more flexible in the way that you move on the map. Leo is a bit late to all of this. I mean, Deathwing and Leo are always moving towards the sides to get the experience for them, but the blue team is now showing up in force. They're moving in with 5. Well, 4. 5 heads. Let's call it 5 heads. So, yeah, that's what they're currently trying to pull off here. Yeah, but everybody else is now jumping in as well from Sleeping Dragon. They already have the lead with the 42%, so they're trying to get a bit more here. It's also about the additional items that you can now grab, that both items are up for grabs again, and both teams take it. That puts an abundance of turrets into the hands of the Broken Alliance, but we still have also a few additional tools for the team in red. They have 1 turret. They used the healing beacon already a bit earlier, so that means they can't rely upon it now. But off we go. There's a bit of a damage setup. Nice. Deathwing comes in. And there we are. 5 in. First protector. Who's gonna grab it? Good damage against the front line there. Okay. Not so far. And let's see what else we're gonna get. They have full control over this spot. They have really nice control over all of this. And they are banning... Oh my god, they're burning Cho'Gall down. Cho'Gall dead. There's the double kill right there. Yeah, that's always a bit of an issue. I mean, these days, one of the things that you oftentimes see with Cho'Gall is obviously an attempt to grab Oriel for yourself. Ana with a nano boost is also great, but just simply having Oriel there for the Resurrect after it got buffed by Blizzard is always nice. So, well, with that, mid lane gets attacked. No rotation topside. I mean, the traditional rotation on this map is towards the top so that you can take the fountain down, but with the wall already fallen and with Hammer bolstering that push even more, they actually said, you know what, we're just gonna go straight for the middle and take the fort down. So, yeah, let's take that. You still need to be a little bit careful and make sure that those heroes are not gonna get dropped, but in an ideal world, you would attempt to break through the top lane anyways. Alright. And they get the damage in. And again, I said it before and I say it again. I don't really know what's going on once that they have Hammer with level 16. Because Hammer on 16 with Giant Killer is going to absolutely murder Cho'Gall. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt a lot. So, yeah. Over here, level 10 abilities for both sides. That gives us also the bullet. I mean, interesting enough, the bullet hero is on the other side against Cho'Gall, but of course Deathwing is also in the game, so that's something where it matters. Deathwing, talking about him, burn beneath my shadow as the level 10 talent. No Bellowing Roar here. Set up against Hammer and Treebeard. Treebeard should actually have decent damage already. Yeah, 18,000. Not quite top damage yet, but I mean, Gall is usually the one that really gets the most out of the... He gets the biggest numbers here usually. A good Gall player does a lot. Oh, talking about good players. Oh my god, that was nasty. Look at this. Anduin is just, like, he's a no-fun hero, seriously. He sees someone dancing and he's just the jealous type, you know? He sees someone at that party and then he immediately just pulls him out of the party. Anduin is the mom or the dad that you never liked because they don't allow you to do anything. Like, Greymane just wants to have a good time. Greymane is sitting there with a couple of friends. He has a couple of beers. They're dancing. They're shaking. And then all of a sudden, Anduin comes in and is like, "It's 10 o'clock, son. Time to go to bed." And just pulls him out of there. It's just fucked up. I mean, let Greymane go. He is a proud and independent wolf, and he knows what he's doing. He absolutely knows what he's doing here, so let Greymane do his thing. It is honestly condescending, it is infantilizing, and I don't really think that this kind of behavior has a place in Heroes of the Storm. I'm not okay with this. Anduin, he should be cancelled. He should definitely be cancelled. Anyways, Mosh Pit isn't successful, so no kill. Memes aside, Anduin did good. Pulled him out of the molten flame. Deathwing heating up the conversation slightly. But now that the fort in the mid lane is gone, still a slight leading experience, and they are focusing bot side. So with especially Hammer pushing the Napalm Strike out, they're starting to break through the entire wall here. And yeah, there's approach to go for the kill, but I don't really think it's gonna happen. I mean, look at this. Morales is also walking out. Shot is sitting tight and just saying, "What do you guys want from me?" I'm gonna slide out of this 6 days to Sunday. That was a good move though. Hammer. Literally in a corner right now. That's a kill. Hammer is down. Hammer got hammered. Alright. 1 kill, but the counter kill. Anduin. He gets out. Molten Flame, Urel's ult, and turrets everywhere. Not sure if that was really the moment to drop them, but now we have level 13 on both sides. Yeah, and the objective top side has just been announced. Just. So, time to shine. Let's see what those boys get. Currently, it's still Cho'Gall trying to get a second camp set up for them. Oh, another camp. Morales is a little bit low down here. The Love Doctor is in and Elheim is saying like, "Guys, we need some assistance." It's 56 seconds. They can't really do anything here. I think they're waiting for the rotation of Urel. But without any decent damage dealers, they won't be able to do anything there either. So, okay, now they burn that down. Top side, Leo. I mean, you can always drain Cho'Gall and get some extra damage in. But in the long run, I don't think you have the position to make the play here. Then again, this setup, that's a little bit different. That puts a twist on it. 4-man push through the bottom of the map, burning that lane down and preparing therefore for objective number 3. That's already interesting. The counter pressure topside, but they are not nearly as quick. Even with Greymane, they're just not as fast. They have Urel pushing in the middle, so that's interesting, but I feel there's a good chance that the red team just simply says, "Can't stop, won't stop, baby." And they're going straight down to the bottom of the map to push the keep itself. So that's the moment when the blue team has to send people back. Jed is still holding the position here. Over there, Greymane is also taking down the fort. But this is still gonna get pushed. And boys, it's hammer time. I mean, it's hammer time. I'm not sure what else to say. They have hammer, they have Napalm Strike, and they also have, in addition to that, the Molten Flame. And that keep is taking damage and is taking damage fast. And Greymane is still sitting tight. They take the Protector. What are you going to do with the Protector? If the red team gets a keep, then that Protector is in comparison not going to do jack shit for you. Now, they're going through the top lane right now. Actually, they're not. They started to deviate away from the top lane and then into the middle. And there's only Greymane there. So you have the Wolf currently controlling the thing. Keep is down to 50% HP at the bottom of the map, but they're still trying to defend now. And I don't know why they're moving into the middle with this. Especially after you lost your fort at the bottom of the map and the fountain, you really need to try and equalize that position by taking your opponents as well. Okay, Cho'Gall and the Protector. I mean, we see that a lot. You can still use the skills of Gall, so that's actually kind of nice. And saves that as a potential target. But I don't know what to say here, because that Protector doesn't really get a whole lot. They haven't even gotten the fort in the middle of the map. Not even talking about the fort at the bottom to prepare for the next objective. And if you look a little bit deeper, we are actually in a position where level 16 is now taken, which gives us the first responder. Also interesting. And Giant Killer. And I've been talking about Giant Killer ever since this game started. So I want to see what Hammer is now going to start to pull off here, because I think it's going to be a little bit nasty. And there's the attack that I was talking about. Finally, fountain down, and the fort at least has taken some damage. Molten Flame. Yeah, party time. Anduin dancing with tears in my eyes. Doesn't really mean anything because Anduin is crying all the time anyways, but after he goes down, that might be the end of Cho'Gall too. Yep. Goodbye. That's a triple kill. And Sergeant Hammer with 39,000 damage. And look at Urel. Greg's like, let me live or I call Peter. But she at least got the kill against Deathwing. That's too many heroes, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Blue Space Goat, but you're not going to make it out of there. That's a free keep. If anything, that's a free keep. There's also a lot of free items, but that should definitely now be keep at the bot lane. Please take the keep at the bot lane. Don't make me look bad. It's a free keep, boys. Seriously? You 5-man wiped them and you're not taking the keep that is already at 50% HP even with Sergeant Hammer? I'm not sure if that's really the play. I can understand the impulse to go for the item. I'm not quite sure if I agree with that decision. I mean, I can see what they're doing, obviously. They just said, like, well, screw the keep, we get the items, and if we get all 3 items on the map, we have the better position in the team fight. I'm not quite sure if I would have preferred that over grabbing the keep and taking 2 out of 3 items. Because that was possible. The choice was pretty much getting 3 items and don't take the keep, or getting 2 items and take the keep. I mean, fair enough. They made a different call. So, personally, I thought they could have just gotten that. Anyways, the fight is still continuing, and then let's not sugarcoat this. Their situation is still awesome. It's not like they all of a sudden have a bad position because of that. No way. And they're faster on level 20. That's going to be a huge deal. They're pushing through the top lane right now. And they have better items too, which I already mentioned. That's huge. It's really huge. Well, let's go. There we have it. 19 is now in, and they're trying to go for Elheim. Doesn't drop the healing beacon so far, doesn't feel forced into the fight, and there's the ult, and in we go. But yep, there we have it. There's the kill against Morales, used the healing beacon after all. Leo is down, but this time the mosh pit, nice! And a triple kill because of that. 3 heroes down, objective announced at the bottom of the map, level 20 talents any second. Greymane gets the kill, but gets taken down too. So we have 2 heroes against 1 on the map. And, I mean, in theory, they can actually get all of it now. They can simply go down to the bottom of the map and against Anduin just take the keep. And they can also get someone onto the shrine, so they can get both now. They have another 30 seconds until any of those heroes are back. Deathwing, where is he going to crash land? Whereas Shot seems to be the one moving in here. And Anduin doesn't even help out at the bottom of the map. Catapult is already on. And again, Deathwing, if he needs to, can at least seal the deal right there. But yep, off we go. Here comes Leo into the mid lane, pushes us out a little bit more. Level 20 abilities are of course in with the rival of a god. A little bit arrogant, aren't we? Alright. 11 against 5, 20 is in, and Shot is still soaking. Keep is still alive, by the way. So that one still hasn't been taken, and Leo now trying to get for the next item. But the situation is still a dire one for the blue team. They don't have level 20 talents, so this is pretty much what it comes down to. If you don't have level 20, then it's tough to fight into an opponent that's running Storm Talons. So now we have 56,000 damage, so pretty much top damage nearly for Hammer. That 16 Giant Killer was just insane. I want to get on 20, I guess, Ultra Capacitators. Yes. Okay, so that's going to make it even harder for Cho'Gall to survive through anything. Deathwing finally graces us with its presence again. And there's a Protector. Deathwing is in, and this is of course a bit not only for keep, but for core. We're going to try and take the series here. And that should definitely be possible, unless there's a quick, nice flank would be cool. If they can get a good flank in and get a quick kill, they might have a chance here, but against this lineup, it's going to be tricky. And the keep is down right away. Yeah, there's also the immediate boost onto Sergeant Hammer. As the stim drone comes through, party time is starting, and look at Cho'Gall. Cho'Gall is melted by Hammer. Melted. No chance whatsoever. Hammer comes in and just especially with the stim drone, gets one shot off after another. And thanks to Giant Killer and the Ultra Capacitators plus stim drone, there's just no chance for Cho'Gall at all. He just dies within seconds. And now the core is wide open. We still have the Protector for them. This is going to be game. This is the series, guys. Sleeping Dragon, they're going to take this with a 3-1 against the Broken Alliance. So nicely done by the team in red here. Yeah, good move. Starting the games off with a win, but then of course losing on the second map. But a very clean third game leads into a victory on map 4 as well. So nicely done by the Order of the Sleeping Dragon as they establish their position at the top of the standings in North America. Or well, at least in the upper half of the standings. So GG and well played. Sleeping Dragon taking down the Broken Alliance with a 3-1 victory.